Hearthstone is a fast-paced strategy card game created by Blizzard based on the lore of the Warcraft series. It's been around since 2014 and is pretty simple. You pick one of 9 heroes, build a deck, then compete online against friends and strangers to try and hit Legendary. Today I'm going to be ranking all 9 heroes in order of least favourite to favourite. Now this is just my opinion, so don't get butthurt in the comments if I don't like your favourite hero. Let's just dive into this ranking video. With a hero power which deals 2 face damage to you in return for drawing a card, Warlock's trade-off just doesn't seem worth it unless you play a deck where face damage gets you bonuses. They do have some early low-cost minions, including taunts, to make your life difficult, but until they can play bigger creatures in the endgame, if you have board removal, you can easily take Warlocks down. I built a deck for Warlock, played it once, then got bored. Moving on to the next hero. Unlike the Warlock hero power, warriors gain 2 armor, which in my eyes is pretty overpowered since they have a whole array of usually low cost cards which give them armor and sometimes card draw. But that's not what truly annoys me about this class. Players don't seem to experiment in building diverse decks. They see one deck which equals good rank climb and drain it of uniqueness and fun. I played against 6 warriors in a row, all playing the same deck, so pretty easy wins once you know how to counter them. I haven't come across many paladins recently, but they are both fun and unfun to play in the sense you can flood the board with 1/1 soldiers, then low cost boost stats to swing early game, forcing players to take a chance or use their board removals, leaving them with nothing in the later endgame. But paladins are also unfun because after a couple of turns you broadcast to other players what kind of deck you're playing. Equality and Consecration are 2 must-have cards in your deck for board removal, but some paladin spells feel overpowered in terms of benefits including card draw, Give Boost or Divine Shield, and don't even get me started on bleeding secret paladins. Shamans are all about Hagatha and getting as much value out of their spells as they can, but potentially run the risk of having too many spells and not enough minions to play them on. In the recent Rise of Shadows expansion, we saw the return of Murlocs. Great if you pull them early game and build a Murloc wall, but not so great if you don't pull Grimscale Oracle, Murloc War Leader or Cold Light Seer, leaving you open to board removal. Shamans do have an okay hero power, especially if you get lucky and pull taunt totems. They can easily screw other players and give you a few more turns, to boost your characters. Certain expansions make druids badass, but others make them dull, but that doesn't stop them having a pretty well balanced hero power, gain 1 attack and 1 shield, meaning they can take out those pesky 1/1s. Most druids are all about that mana gain and getting to 10 in as few turns as possible, which can leave them open to attacks but make their endgame win all that more satisfying. But they are by far one of the more balanced classes, so if you want a deck, that's a little bit of attack, a little bit of defense, I highly recommend you play Druid. I'm surprised Priest made it this high because I used to hate this class, but now I appreciate it in recent expansions, and no, not just because Master Spell and Mass Hysteria allow you to counter buffers and board clear. Oh, and your hero power heals you for 2, and you can draw minions and spells to regain health in the long game when your opponent thinks they have beaten you. Okay, they are my main reasons for playing this class. They can also silence to get early high hitters who normally couldn't attack. Wow. I really think I should be playing Priest some more. Rogue has always been the class of many faces. Do you want to play Weapon or flood the board with Pirates, or even steal your opponent's card then play them and pretty much defeat them with their own deck? And don't forget those sweet combo cards. Edwin Van Cleave, Elven Minstrel and S17 Agent are must-haves. When I come across rogue players, I never know what deck I'm facing, so I have to work extra hard to win. Rogues can be tricky to counter, which makes them fun to play, just not play against. Mages will always have a place close to my heart. What can I say? In most card games I play aggro, lots of spell drops and board removal. Yes, I am one of those players. Hearthstone mechanics allow mages to go down different routes, from pure spell driven decks to secrets and even sometimes overpowered elementals. If you want to be a douche, then pick Mage. Just maybe avoid Pyroblast in your deck and play Magic Trick in Standard or Primordial Glyph in Wild to potentially get Pyroblast or other damage spells for reduced cost. Trust me, if you want to play a spell damage aggro mage, you need those cards which draw you more spells. And finally we come to the number 1 spot on my list, which goes to Hunter. Now, Hunters might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it is the first ever class I played, and ever since I've been perfecting my decks expansion to expansion, going from Beast to Spell to Secret and now Death Rattle Mech. Some argue having a hero power which does 2 face damage is overpowered, but Priest can heal for 2 and Warriors gain 2 armor, so it's really no big deal. Unless you play minions which boost your hero power to 4 damage or more, then it gets a little extreme. I also believe Hunters build decks pretty fast, so if you want to play a decent deck, then I would choose Hunter as your beginner deck, as you can add or take out cards later on once you figure out what works best for you. Like I said in the intro, this list is just my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and this by no means reflects the rest of Pity Points or, any of you guys, watching this video. In the comments below, I'd love to hear, some of your guys' favourite heroes or your least favourite heroes. Tell me what decks you want to play, and maybe we play some Hearthstone in the future against one another. But until then, if you want to support the channel, you can by clicking like, subscribe. That's pretty self-explanatory. Until next time, I'm Beth. Goodbye.